In this video, I'm going to show you how I turned a dead space in my backyard into an outdoor oasis by adding a hot tub, floating deck, and a new patio. It wasn't hard to do, and it's something you can do too. Stay tuned and I'll show you how I did it and how much it cost. About 5 years ago, we moved into our dream house, and pretty quickly we noticed a dead area in the backyard that had a lot of potential. So it was next to a retaining wall, and the prior owner had an above ground pool installed here. We soon realized this could be a great place for a floating deck and entertaining space, and that's when I got to work. To start things out, I knew I wanted the deck to meet the corner of the retaining wall, and because of that, step one involved excavating a lot of dirt so I could bring the grade down and make room for the deck joists. Once excavated, I then extended the retaining wall to match the new grade. One of the tricky parts here was, of course, the wall went right through 3 of the sprinkler lines, so I had to cut these and run them around the wall, but in the end, it all worked out. Okay, next it was time to get the hot tub installed, but before doing that, obviously you need a foundation for that to sit on, and for this, I used a really unique product that I highly recommend. It's called GeoGrid, and instead of concrete, GeoGrid uses the strength of a polymer lattice, which is backfilled with pea gravel to give the foundation strength. And once installed, it's every bit as strong as concrete. So why did I choose this over a concrete slab? So it's real simple. If I ever get rid of that hot tub, it's real easy to remove the GeoGrid and rake the pea gravel away and plant grass again. Concrete, on the other hand, it's hard to get rid of. You need a jackhammer, and it involves a lot of manual labor to take it out. One of the most important planning steps before starting building was making sure I had the right deck height with respect to the hot tub, so you weren't stepping down into the hot tub but climbing over the wall of it either. So there's definitely a happy medium here, and the way I picked the height was real simple. I basically just stacked some cinder blocks up with a 2x12 and had my wife try different heights until she felt most comfortable. And once we found the right spot, that's how I set the deck height. I also checked the final deck height to make sure it was going to work okay with a long stair tread that I had designed into this deck. So there's like a long platform stair, and you didn't want that to be too high or too low or too far from a normal stair tread height, so people just feel comfortable stepping on and off the deck. As for the deck beams, my goal was always to use standard length green treated lumber, and what I mean, 10 foot, 8 foot, 12 foot lengths, and then match the standard load ratings for that span. So some of the joists only needed to be 2x6s, while others had a longer span, and I might have used a 2x8 or even a 2x10. Now, because I was rolling a tiny Toyota Tacoma at the time, I tried to use 8-foot lumber as much as possible. And the footings are a standard concrete block type on top of tamped class 5 gravel. So this type of footing would never fly on an attached house in the Midwest. However, because this is a floating deck, it meets code and it works just fine. I use deck joist hangers throughout the build, and believe it or not, these carry a cost. In the old days, I think these were cheap, maybe 50 cents or $1, but it seems nowadays at Menards or Home Depot, these always run $3-4 a piece. So if you're gonna build a deck, what I highly recommend is buy these in bulk, because if you buy a box of 100 of them or so, you save a lot of money. And the same goes for the deck screws. For the decking, one thing was for sure, and that was I didn't want to sand and stain a deck every few years, and because of that, I chose to go with maintenance-free composite decking from Trex. So this is a high-quality product, and it works so well for me that I've already decided I'm never going to use wood as a deck surface again. I also use the hidden fastener system, which is really slick. So each board has a slot extruded into it, and it runs the entire length of the board. And the hidden fasteners are plastic tabs which then insert into the extruded grooves, and they do 2 things. So the first is they space the boards perfectly board to board, and second, the obvious one is they hold them down. And I'll tell you what, this system works really well. Another added benefit with the hidden fastener system is the deck boards are easily removed, which was important with my deck design should I need to replace the hot tub in the future. I also use the Trex fascia boards around the perimeter, and while these carry a cost, it's money well spent, and it really completes the look of the final product and ties everything together. So mounting these is pretty straightforward, and I created a jig to help me place the holes perfectly every time. I also designed the deck joist near the hot tub to be easily removable for hot tub replacement, and basically the joists are just free floating in the joist hangers within 2 feet of the hot tub. Even though they're loose, once you screw down the deck boards, it really locks them into place, and it worked really well. Putting in a paver patio is not hard to do, but it definitely is a lot of hard work. So to install my patio and path, I excavated down about 6 inches and then added 3 to 4 inches of class 5 gravel in place of what I excavated. After that, I rented a plate compactor to make the class 5 rock hard, and then I added about 1 inch of leveling sand before starting paver work. Paver work is very straightforward, and like most projects, planning is key to getting good results. Now specific for pavers, this means getting the grade right with respect to the house and making sure everything is good and level. After that, it's as simple as setting the pavers down and then tapping them into place. A small investment you can make that will have a dramatic impact on patio results is a good concrete wet saw. So I bought one on Amazon for about $150, and what a saw like this allows you to do is cut curves along the border of the patio and also cut the border pavers themselves so there won't be any gaps between them. And it makes sense if you lay them out on the ground, like if you can't put a paver side to side on a curve and not have some kind of a gap unless you cut each one. So this went so well for me that I'm actually going to build another patio, like a deluxe fireplace patio, out in the yard for another project. By the end of the project, I'd spent a total of about $9,300, with the deck costing about $3,500 and the patio about $5,400. I'll add that if you value shop, you likely can get better prices on pavers, and I had all the landscaping materials delivered too. In my book, $9,300 is a steal for a high quality deck and patio, and this project really showed me that the majority of cost for any landscaping project is labor. Start to finish, this project took me about 18 months to complete, working on it passively on the weekends, and it goes without saying that I'm really happy with the results. While home projects like this can be high effort, they add a tremendous amount of value to your home and really enhance the outdoor living space. Me and my wife, she absolutely loves the hot tub, and having my morning coffee out on the deck, it can't be beat. Alright, well that's all I have for today, so why don't you leave me a comment, let me know what you think, and thanks for watching.